What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about everything you need to know about Teepublic before you join, assuming that you haven't joined yet, assuming that you haven't made any money yet on Teepublic, assuming that you're essentially new to the whole Teepublic space, you're thinking about joining, you're not sure. I'm going to be straightforward and honest with you guys. I'm not going to sit here and say that you have to join. I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up your rear end and say you should join. I'm going to essentially lay down the positives, the negatives, right? And you guys are going to make your own decision. All right, before we get in, let's go ahead and do the intro. I want to go ahead and welcome everybody here watching to the channel, autopilotpassiveincome.com YouTube channel. Shout out to everybody watching. We're all in it together. We're all here for the exact same reasons, and that's to make passive income. The world is getting a harder place. Inflation is rising. Salaries are not really increasing. People are more depressed than ever. So let this be a safe haven, if you will, for you. Even if it doesn't help you make money, at least it will be some sort of entertainment for a good few minutes, all right? So without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and welcome everybody who's new to the channel, everybody who's been watching, and let's go ahead and get started with the video, all right? So to be clear, teepublic.com has two main features to its platform. So I'll explain what these two features are. The first feature you have is a store feature. And when I mean a store feature, let's just say you create your Teepublic account without adding pictures of your profile picture, without your banner and all this kind of stuff. You could begin selling t-shirts, mugs, whatever you want to sell right off the bat right away. All you have to do is add a design to the platform, right? Publish it, and that's it. That's all you have to do. And you could start selling right away. You could take that link and sell it to a fan base. That's why Teepublic is one of the really awesome platforms to where if you want to sell a piece of merch really, really quickly, maybe you're a celebrity of some sort, maybe you have a YouTube following, maybe you have an Instagram following, and you're just trying to find a place where you could sell something without have to worry about the shipping or the packing, the printing of the product, right? You could do that on Teepublic. You could, like I said, create a completely brand new account. You take that account, you add your designs, you promote it to your audience. Once they pay for the product, Teepublic will ship it out, even if you're not quote unquote approved. Now, when I say approved, that's where it takes me into the second feature that the platform offers, and that's referred to as the marketplace. So for those who don't know, with Teepublic, there is a marketplace. You can go on teepublic.com, and we actually are going to do this together. Let's go to teepublic.com, and let's go ahead and search for any kind of design. So let's see what the trending designs are right now. So trending searches is basketball. Let's go ahead and search for basketball. So yeah, you guys see this. This is the marketplace right here. Anything I search for is going to show up in the marketplace. If your design shows up in the marketplace, congratulations. That means you're approved to sell publicly on Teepublic. Now, speaking of this, I actually have it in our course, the Teepublic, and by the way, it's a brand new course, the Teepublic course, where I show people how I got approved for the marketplace. Now, those who don't know, I have literally 5 Teepublic stores. 5 Teepublic stores. Every single one for me got approved into the marketplace. Some people are saying that they haven't got approved. Some people are saying that they have got approved. Well, not to worry, okay? On our Teepublic course, so if you go to autopilotpassiveincome.com, you can go to the third banner here. You could click take a look, or you could just simply go and click on the very first link in the menu, Teepublic course. It will take you to our Teepublic course. You guys can go ahead and sign up. The course is $29.99. That's the price. It's a discounted price for those who join early. In the next 2 weeks, like within these 2 weeks, we're going to be uploading to the course and updating the course. We're also including a free section in the course for anybody who signs up to the Teepublic course. They're going to get access to the Teepublic plus Instagram free course. And no, that has not came out yet. That will be within the 2 weeks. We're updating the content. And once all the content is added that I want as the beginning of the course, then it's going to be $39.99. As you guys know, the more content we add to the course, the higher the price will become. You guys can go ahead and play the video, watch what's in the course. The curriculum is all listed out. What else here? Some stats about Teepublic. Essentially, one of the chapters, which is really one of the first chapters of the course. And the course is quick right now, currently. Like, with the amount of content that it has, it's about an hour and 10 minutes. That content, the first section of the content, is how to get into the marketplace. And like I said, as the disclaimer says, everything that you're seeing in the course is from my personal experience. So I'm sharing what I did to get accepted into the marketplace. So FYI, for everybody who wants to know, there are 2 features to the Teepublic platform. Like I said, the first feature is that store feature. If you're some sort of celebrity, you don't care about the marketplace, you just want to sell to your specific audience, you can easily do that, right? You just create a product, in 2 minutes you'll be done and you could sell, right? The second feature, like I said, is that marketplace, which for the ones who are trying to make passive income and we're trying to essentially leverage the audience of Teepublic, that's kind of the number one game plan, is that we get accepted into the marketplace. Obviously, the course that I'm providing here at autopilotpassiveincome.com is sharing my personal experiences, my thoughts, and how to actually get it done, what I did to get it done. I'm not saying that it's going to work for everybody. In fact, in the course, I actually said you might, need to take multiple tries before you get accepted into the marketplace, right? And I show how to do that. I show how to get it all done. I show the things that you need to get done before you actually apply. All right. So if you're interested in the course, I'll leave it in the pinned link in the comments, and I'll also leave the link in the description. Okay. So now with what's better is just depending on you, what you pick. Me personally, I like to leverage the marketplace feature so I can get that extra traffic, so I can get that extra sales, okay? But the store feature is pretty good. There's another benefit to it later, which we will mention in a few minutes as we go on. To be clear, yes, and I already said this, but yes, you will have to be accepted or quote-unquote nominated to join the Teepublic platform. Teepublic does not approve everybody. I thought that they did before. Clearly, they do not, right? They're not going to pick everybody, but the good thing is you can create as many stores as you want and apply as many times as you want. And we show how that approval or application process kind of goes through, and I show how to do that in the course. But anyways, regardless, some store owners might have to create multiple accounts before they truly get accepted or seen in the marketplace. The reason why I'm even mentioning this is because, remember, the topic of this video is basically everything you need to know before getting on Teepublic. These are one of the things that you're going to need to know. The fact that there is this kind of marketplace type of approval. If you're familiar with Redbubble.com, I know my tried and true audience, the people that watch me every single day, they know very, very well about Redbubble.com. For the new guys here, for the new ladies and gentlemen who are joining the YouTube channel, you guys may not know about Redbubble.com. Redbubble.com, let's just go ahead and whip it out here. Redbubble.com, let's go ahead and pull it out, is also a website where you can post designs. The only difference is there is no marketplace approval. Once you create your design, you're automatically in the marketplace, assuming that your store isn't deleted or something like that. But that's kind of how it goes with the marketplace. Now, there is no approval process for that, so I just figured I'd say that. So, speaking on Redbubble, where should you start? Should you start in Teepublic or Redbubble? My big recommendation is start on Redbubble. Here's the reason why. And I'm mentioning this in my next slide as well, but the demographics are almost identical between Teepublic and Redbubble. I think on Redbubble it's about 56% male, and on Teepublic it's about 54% male. Like I said, the demographics on these audiences are almost identical. And it honestly makes sense because Redbubble.com owns or has acquired Teepublic, I think back in 2018. So it makes sense. The companies are growing the exact same way. With that being said, guys, when I say what should you start off first, and the reason why I say Redbubble is because there's simply no application process on Redbubble. You want to get started right away, you start selling. I had a question from, shout out to John, you know who you are. He asked me the other day, he said, and I just replied to him today, he said, what should I start off with? I don't have any experience in print on demand. What should I start off with? And I said, start off with Redbubble. The reason why I say start off with Redbubble is because, like I said, there's no application process and the demographics are relatively the same. If the demographics are the same, when you have demographics, guys, on a website, and let's say there's another website with the exact same demographics, we can assume that there's generally the same level of interest in the type of products, which basically means if you have a design that works, and I'm not talking about the keywords here, but I'm talking about the actual design, the artistic design. If it works on Redbubble, it's probably going to work on Teepublic. It's just a matter of finding the right keywords and tags and things like that, which is why I say the biggest downfall of Teepublic that people are experiencing or that people have is finding the best niches, because they don't know, or a lot of people don't know how to essentially be seen. We reverse engineer the process. Well, in order to be seen, we all know why we want to be seen on Teepublic. We all know why, because when your art is seen, it makes you money, right? Or it increases your chance. Well, before we can make the money, we have to be seen. Before we're seen, we have to inject the right keywords into our work so that when people search for them, they'll find us. Well, before we find the right keywords, we have to be in the right niches. We have to be in the right categories, right? So the biggest downfall by far for people on Teepublic is they're just really not comfortable picking the right keywords, picking the right tags, and a lot of times it's just pure luck when people make money on Teepublic. I'll tell you this, at least in my opinion, from what I've seen, guys, on teepublic.com, the big boys on there, the people who are making all the money, you're looking at the top 10%. The reason why is because the rest of the people, the rest of the platform, 90%, they have literally no idea what they're doing. They're posting designs. I don't want to go too deep into it, obviously, because I mentioned it in the course, but there was a section that I mentioned about tag nomination, okay? This is a quintessential example for somebody who does not know what they're doing on Teepublic. You could simply go on teepublic.com and you could take a look at people's designs, right? If their designs are not tag nominated, right? And I'll explain what I mean. Maybe I could pull up a picture here. Okay, no, this person has all their tags nominated. Let's go on. Let's look for something recent. Let's go ahead and look for something recent. Let's see what we got here. Let's click on this. Okay, so here's an example. You guys see how this person has all these tags? And this person actually did a good job because they have a lot of tags here. But you can see here, these two tags are gray. Why are they gray? It basically means that the Teepublic algorithm says, nope, you're not going to be nominated for these two tags. I promise you guys, I'm not joking. There are individuals out there who are creating art on Teepublic they put up 5 tags on Teepublic, 4 out of 5 of them are gray. They're not nominated for tags. What that really goes to show is it goes to show that a lot of people have no idea what they're doing when it comes to tagging, niche, all this kind of stuff. And it's just a matter of going through the process, learning it, all this kind of stuff. But I figured I'd say this because the demographics are similar. That's kind of the big takeaway. If you're doing art on Redbubble, what you want to do is you want to find your most successful designs. This is exactly what I did. I'm telling you exactly what I did, guys. You find your highest, most successful designs on Redbubble, and that's going to be essentially the low-hanging fruit. That's going to give you the best possible chance to be successful on Teepublic, assuming that you add the right keywords. That's what we're assuming here. I'm not sitting here and talking about if you just add them, you're going to make a whole bunch of money. I don't want to, like I said, lie to you guys and tell you guys some sort of fake reality. I'm not here to promise you guys going to make millions of dollars when that's not a truth, right? What I'm trying to say is that's going to give you the biggest chance, assuming that you add the right keywords, tags, etc. If you don't, well, then that's a completely different ballgame, right? It's going to take some learning to get there. What I do recommend is try to understand the algorithms, try to learn. Whether you grab a course or whether you study it yourself, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't make a difference. What I'm trying to say is study the algorithms before you start posting your best designs up there, okay? That's kind of the first thing. Now, like I said, since the demographics are the same between Redbubble and Teepublic, start off with Redbubble, post your work, see what's being successful, learn how to create designs, and something that you don't want to do. I didn't even write this down in my tips here, but you do not, and I repeat, you do not want to take the same tagging process that you have on Redbubble and include it in Teepublic. If you do this, you are simply wasting 99% of your time. And the reason why I say this, and I'm not hating on anybody who does this, but anybody will agree, if you use the exact same tags, most of your work, even though you might be extremely successful on Redbubble, most of your work will not be seen on Teepublic. If you take the same tags that you have on Teepublic and add them for Redbubble, you're still not going to be you're going to be doing yourself a disservice. Put it this way. You're not helping yourself. These platforms, although they are owned by the same company, although they have the same demographics, they do have different landscapes. And because of these landscapes, even though the algorithms are similar, although these algorithms are similar, the landscapes is what creates the difference here. The fact that people are approved or disapproved on a certain platform creates certain openings on certain platforms. You do not want to tag the same way on both of these platforms. You just don't. I'm going to tell you guys this. If you tag the way that you tag... All right, put it this way. I taught a Redbubble tagging course on our website. If you take the way to tag on Redbubble and you take those tags and you put them on Teepublic, you're not going to make money. Point blank, period. I gotta give it to you guys straight. You're not gonna make money, okay? Yes, you might make a few dollars here and there, but for every dollar that you make, you could have made 10, 20 times more had you actually learned the actual platform. This is, once again, the biggest downside to the upload automators. I'm all for upload automation. I'm all for it, guys. But realize that when you're saving time and you're saving effort, there comes a cost. And the cost is the fact that you are closing the gate on potential sales. The reason why I say this is because not all platforms are created equal when it comes to tagging. I'll give you an example. You create a t-shirt design. You post it on Teepublic, you post it on Zazzle, you post it on Redbubble. You post it on whatever other platform you want. You're going to have one platform that you're probably optimizing for in terms of the design, right? When I say optimizing, meaning you have one platform in mind and all the other platforms are like a plus. Well, the way these tagging platforms work is that you kind of don't really have the option to set certain tags for each platform. Usually it's just copy it all through. And even if you did have the option, you're probably not going to sit there and add specific tags for each platform. That's the whole point. That defeats the purpose of the software. That will hurt your sales. A lot of the times when these people do use these automation tools, you'll see a very high level of income on one platform, quote unquote, the platform that they optimize for. And then the other platforms will be a lot lower. Like, for example, I'll just use an example. There's somebody that I know who makes $100,000 a month on one of these large platforms. I'm not going to say who it is or what it is, and they're not a public YouTuber. This is a person in my personal circle that I know who makes $100,000 a month through one of these big platforms. You know, I'm just going to go say it. Merch by Amazon. They make, from Merch by Amazon, $100,000 a month. They've been doing it for a while. They use the uploaders. They'll only make like $2-3 a month from Teepublic. They'll make $4 or $5 from Redbubble. Why? Because they're just simply not optimizing for those platforms. And, you know, like I said, you're going to be hurting yourself if you treat them all the same way. If you treat all the platforms the same way, you're going to be hurting yourself. I know people who are watching this right now who don't even use the platform, the upload automators, yet they still treat all of them the same. Worst decision you can make, you're leaving money on the table, all right? But remember, the biggest takeaway from this slide right here is traffic leads to money, finding the right keywords, finding the right niche, finding the right, all that. It essentially has a chain effect, right? When you find the right niche, it's going to help you find the right keywords. If you find the wrong niche, forget about it. Once you find the right keywords, that can potentially lead to essentially you getting some traffic. Once you get some traffic, that can potentially, once again, lead to income. Obviously, there are no guarantees here. If your design, no offense, nobody likes it, and there's millions of people seeing it, it doesn't really guarantee any kind of income to change your life, all right? Let's go ahead and move on. Teepublic has significantly less competition than Redbubble. I said this once, I'll say it again. There was a video that I did like 2 days ago or something like that to essentially inform everybody on the release of the Teepublic course. In that video, which is the intro video, I talked about the competition level on Teepublic and how it's kind of different from Redbubble's. And I want to go ahead and show you guys a picture of this. It is on the course page, but I want to show you this. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here. And the reason why I'm zooming in is because this is very important. I want to show you guys this. If you guys look here, and guys, I zoomed in, so if the text looks all weird, that's kind of why it is. What you're looking at is Google Trends. Now, Google Trends is attached to Google Google Keyword Research Tool, okay? Or Google Keyword Planner. That's what it's called. They're attached to it. And the way they work is the Google Trends has like a numerical kind of, I guess you could say a way it works is it's always out of 100. When it refers to a trend, the trend can receive a number between 0 to 100, okay? 100 is the maximum. And 100 refers to the highest point of its traffic, okay? So for example, on this red curve, line graph, whatever you want to call it, this section right here, this is 100 for Redbubble. If we go down here, it could be 30, I don't know, 33, 25, whatever the number is. But you guys get the point, okay? Now, I searched on Google Trends. You're allowed to search 2 things at the same time, 3 things, 4 things, etc. Topics of conversation, or an interest, rather. So I searched Teepublic and I searched Redbubble. The red one is Redbubble, right? This is Redbubble's graph. The blue one is Teepublic. Now, people might say, "Oh my God, Teepublic is so bad. Look how low the traffic is." Not at all. Not at all. You want to pay attention to the level of where Teepublic is, and I've showed this before, but Teepublic is exactly where Redbubble was back in August of 2013. This is why I did this little whole arrow with the circle thing. If you look, Teepublic is growing relatively similar to the way that Redbubble was. Over time, and Redbubble had a very, very slow start, but very slow in the beginning, very slow. But as time went on, the growth became exponentially faster. It hit a certain point, which was like back here, and then it just started to shoot up throughout the years. Okay? This is good growth. We see Teepublic's growth working the exact same way. So if you wanted to hop in a time machine, guys, and take advantages of that early mover advantage, guys, I can't tell you how many times people on my YouTube videos, in the older videos on Redbubble, and you know what, I'm going to pull it out because I don't want to sit here and talk. I want to show you guys what I'm talking about. You go to YouTube, go on autopilot, passive income, right? Search it, and you could see here my older videos, all right? If you look at the older Redbubble videos, and I could be scrolling for days here, but I want to be scrolling for days. Let's see here. The older, these videos, right? There are people, these videos right here, there are people complaining, saying, "Oh man, I wish I had the chance just like everybody else to start Redbubble back in the day when it was so much easier, blah, 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 blah." And this is the same complaint over and over and over again. With Teepublic, guys, you finally have that chance. I believe that Teepublic will have the same levels of growth that Redbubble has over time. So we're talking about the next 9 years, Teepublic will be somewhere where Redbubble is now. But 9 years is a long period of time. That means you have an early mover advantage. You get into Teepublic now, you have a better chance at succeeding than you do if you join 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 6 years from now. Why? Because the more people join, the more people will know about it. Now, what I did was I assessed the traffic versus the competition. You can create ratios to understand competition, right? I can understand how growth is compared to, or how hard it is to win on a platform like Redbubble versus on Teepublic through ratios. And so what I did was I took a numerical value for the number of designers there are roughly on Redbubble. And roughly on Redbubble, at this point, there are probably over 1 million designers on Redbubble, okay? I mean, back in 2018, we're talking years ago, it was over 800,000 designers on Redbubble. Probably over 1 million now. That platform, guys, has over probably roughly 24 to 25 million visitors a month. We're talking about Redbubble here. Teepublic, on the other hand, probably has a little bit, probably around 80,000, maybe even less designers. Even less, probably. On Teepublic, the platform itself has about 8 to 9 million visitors a month. Okay? Now you do the math on that, the ratios are much larger for Teepublic. That means there's a lot of open space there. Not to mention that you would get in early on Teepublic, right, before this whole growth thing happens. You would have a better chance, essentially. You want to have, essentially, you have the chance. If you're watching this right now, put it like this, you have the chance to create a better future for yourself. That's really what I'm trying to say. When it comes down to competition, when it comes down to the potential of the growth over time, it's never been a better chance to really get started on Teepublic. Now, what we've seen with Teepublic so far is 2 real growth spikes in terms of the chart, in terms of interest. We see the same thing somewhere here on Redbubble. We have a spike here, we have a spike here. I'm saying roughly somewhere we're either here or somewhere here on the growth curve, right? We can expect, like I said, within the next 5 to 6 years, that's when the some really strong growth for the Teepublic platform is going to begin. And so you could either get on it or you could get left behind. I'm making this video to let you guys know, get on it, man, because you have a chance here to really change your life here. And I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to blow smoke up your rear end and say, you're going to become a millionaire, you're going to make $700 a day, you're going to make $1 million. No, I'm not going to say that. But what you could do is, and I always say this, but one sale can change your life because it changes the way you look at things. When you get that first sale, right, now you have no more doubt. You know it's a possibility. You know it's a possibility that you can make income off of it. You know you have a better chance at now doing something you want to do. And more importantly, you have guidance and comfort that you know you're not being scammed here. Let's be real. There's a lot of people who join print on demand, put some effort in, but really they're holding back their effort. They're putting about 50% in, 20% in, 30% in, because they're not 100% confident that print on demand is even something that they can make money off of. They don't think it's real. And this is why I say one sale can truly change your life. And I'm not talking about from a financial aspect. I'm talking about from a belief aspect. One of the most important things in the world is your beliefs. Because your beliefs is your internal dialogue. If you don't believe in something, you're simply not going to do it, right? If I don't believe that this medicine will heal me, I'm just not going to take it. Or I'm not going to care about the dosage, or I'm not going to be consistent with the medicine. And therefore, I won't ever get healed. So your beliefs are your internal dialogue. Get on something that's going to increase your chances to make money. That's just my suggestion, all right? So figured I'd show those trends, and that's kind of it. Now, something that I do want to say, and this is kind of the last thing I'll bring up, is you can make money on Teepublic strictly through SEO. You guys remember I mentioned that I would say something in the next few minutes when I was talking about this slide right here, where I said there was a store feature and there's a marketplace feature. For the people that don't have any success with the marketplace feature, by the way, you can. It's just a number of times you have to apply. I'll give you an example. With Merch by Amazon, some people apply 20 times before they get accepted. I'm not saying that it's going to take you that long for Teepublic, but put it this way. I think for Merch by Amazon, I either applied once or twice and got accepted. For Teepublic, I applied on 5 different stores and got accepted on 5 different stores without having to reapply. All I'm saying is Teepublic is, I'm not going to say it's difficult, but I'm not going to say it's easy either. I'm going to say it's probably pretty easier than most platforms to get accepted on. A huge benefit, if you're interested, is just making money strictly off the SEO. I know people who are not accepted into the marketplace, but yet they get sales every month because their designs show up through Google search. For those who don't know what SEO is, maybe you're new to the channel, maybe you're new to the world of internet, don't worry, I'll explain it. SEO simply stands for search engine optimization. Let's go ahead and break that down. What is a search engine? Google, Yahoo, Bing. These are search engines. These are websites that you type something in, they'll essentially scour the internet and bring you a bunch of results. When you create a website, you optimize the website for the search engine because you want your website to be seen by many people. Well, Teepublic has already done that for us. And so Teepublic is such a strong website. That's why they actually get 8 to 9 million visits a month, is because people create their designs. Then you have other people who are consumers searching for specific designs. Said designs pop up because Google award those search engine results. Meaning, let's say somebody searches for a goldfish t-shirt and a Teepublic design comes up. Well, Google deemed that Teepublic design deserves a certain rank on the Google platform to where somebody searched it and found it. It's kind of how SEO works. The point is you can make money strictly just through that, right? Use keywords that essentially people are searching for, and there are ways to do this. Maybe we'll have like a little guide on it. We'll definitely include it in the Teepublic course. For those who don't know, we're, like I said, updating the course. I don't want to talk about the course because I feel like I just talked about it too much. I don't want to talk about it. But like I said, there are ways to figure out what people are searching for so you can present it to people and you can get chosen by Google to be represented and make money through that way. I can't tell you how many different platforms, how many different links that I make money off of because of SEO. In fact, I'll go as far as to say that all of the money I've earned, I don't want to say all, most of the money that I earn on a monthly basis directly comes from SEO because of my websites. For those who don't know, I run blogs. One of the blogs that I run is a treadmill review company. And one of the treadmill the companies that we review, they actually partnered with us to where every treadmill we sell, we get 10% of that treadmill, the money behind it. The treadmills, they sell for $1,600, $1,800, $1,000, right? And we get 10% per sale. So we're getting $100, $160, $180 per sale, even $120 sometimes a little bit less, $80. But this is just an example of one of my blogs. I actually went as far to show, and this is when I used to make blog videos, guys, all the time. I showed one of my blogs that was generating, I think, like something like $6 per viewer. I can't remember the exact number. That website, that blog, still makes me money till today, every day. The reason why I don't talk about it is because you can only talk about things so much, right? But what I'm trying to say is that most of my money, I don't want to say all, but most, comes from SEO through blogging. I create a website with articles on it. Those articles are attached to some sort of product or something, affiliate marketing, ads, whatever it is, and I make money through that. That's how I make my money on a day-to-day basis. The print-on-demand stuff, all that extra stuff, that's like a side hustle, I guess you could say, or something that I could do for fun, but it's not my quote-unquote job, right? My quote-unquote job is the blogging. That's how I make the money. Now, I want to be clear. Am I some sort of SEO freak, expert, genius? No, absolutely not. There are some people who are a million times better than me. I just have a strategy. I like to get my blogs to a certain point, and I create multiple blogs. This is honestly, guys, the reason why I came up with the whole Redbubble strategy. The Redbubble strategy where I talked about where I create a new Redbubble store every single month, 60 designs a day, every day per Redbubble store, right? Once the month is over, I move on to my new store. Once that month is over, I move on to my new store. For the time that I have each store, that I'm using Instagram to promote it, to get more sales, to boost it. This whole approach came from my blogging mentality. My blogging mentality was simple. If I can make one blog and set it to a certain level where I have enough income generating and I'm happy with it, let me go ahead and create another blog and do the same thing. Hosting doesn't really cost that much, right? I could pay $20 a month, $25, $30, $50 a month, and that website could generate me thousands of dollars a month, hundreds of dollars a month in the beginning, right? And I'll do that website after website after website in all different kinds of niches. You guys would be surprised. I've had a blog now for maybe about 6 years now, maybe even more. I think more, but it's about powerlifting. I generate an income on that every single day, like clockwork, since 6 years ago, right? And it took a little. I'm not gonna lie, it actually did take a little while to set up. It was one of my first blogs, but still, my point here is that I'm all about diversification. The reason why I'm talking about Teepublic when I used to talk about Redbubble, talk about that, is because it's diversifying your assets. You don't want to make all your money from one platform. This is just my personal opinion. If you're generating, let's say, $100,000 online a month, which I know is insane, but let's just say that's what you're doing. Why would you want it from one business, one aspect, one platform? Me personally, I would want it from as many different platforms as possible, as many different business models, as many different websites, as many different things as possible, because that way I'm diversified. If something goes down, I don't lose all my income. And honestly, guys, the only reason why I think like this is, in order for me to actually think like this, I had to be tested. And I'll explain what I mean. When I had the clothing company and I sold the clothing company, that was my only income. It was the only thing that was producing for me an income. When I sold it, after the dopamine set off and everything became normal again, right? I fell into a depression. I was like, I'm not making any more income. This is a problem. And I had to start basically from scratch again, building stuff up from the ground. And ever since I sold that, even my dad told me this, ever since you sold that company, you will never go back to relying on one income, because that's just the way the world works. And this is, honestly, guys, I didn't think of this as some sort of game plan. Things just happened this way because the way I looked at it was, what if and I would always tell myself this, back when I had the clothing company and we were going through negotiations to sell it, I would always tell myself, what if something happens to the business right now that makes this whole thing go upside down? Does that mean I lose everything I've ever had? And the answer is absolutely I do. So that's why I say it doesn't matter how much you make from one platform. If you make $500 a month from Teepublic, great. If you make another $1,000 from some other, great. If you make here, great. You don't need to have something blown out, out of proportion, crazy income. Feel free to diversify, to put your energy in multiple So a lot of people say don't put all your eggs in one basket. I say have multiple baskets, right? You have control over that. Even if you have one egg, have multiple baskets. Create opportunities so that if you happen to make money from these other platforms, at least you're not worrying every night, struggling to go to sleep, thinking about what if something happens to my business. And maybe I was new money. Maybe I was a newbie. But maybe I was just overly paranoid. I don't know. But the point is, I think protection matters. That's why we're talking about Teepublic. And once we're done talking about Teepublic, we'll talk about something else, because that's what I believe. I believe in diversifying. I believe in going after platform, different things, creating income from multiple different areas. So that's all I got to say. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out. Bye.